them as a person?
I made them in my role as an advocate.
Do you mean them as a person? I'm not asking you in your role as an advocate. Do you believe that if you're against white supremacy, you have to be against voter ID laws?
Senator, in my role as an advocate, I have...
Ma'am, I'm not asking you about this. It wasn't the case.
Two Biden judicial nominees walked into that Senate confirmation hearing with explosive past statements. One said voter ID laws are white supremacy. The other said police kill unarmed black men every single day in America. Senator John Kennedy had one question for both of them. Do you actually believe that? Both gave the exact same answer. I said that in my role as an advocate. Kennedy looked at them and said what every American watching needed to hear. So you didn't mean it. What happened next is what happens when lifetime federal judges try to hide radical views behind a professional shield.
Ms. Merrill, I'm looking at an article you wrote in The Breach in 2017. You said, I'm going to quote, "It's inconsistent to denounce white supremacy but not repudiate voter ID laws." Did you say that?
Thank you for the questions, Senator.
You're welcome.
I believe that was an interview I gave in the days after Charlottesville,
Right.
and I believe those statements were it was in my role as an advocate regarding my work representing voters in Alabama challenging.
So you didn't mean them as a person?
I made them in my role as an advocate.
Do you mean them as a person? I'm not asking you in your role as an advocate. Do you believe that if you're against white supremacy, you have to be against voter ID laws?
Senator, in my role as an advocate, I have...
Ma'am, I'm not asking you about this. It wasn't the case. I'm asking you what you believe. And I don't appreciate you dodging my question. Now, this is a serious position you've been nominated for. Do you believe that someone who is against white supremacy also has to be against voter ID laws?
Senator, no. The Supreme Court has held that photo ID...
What do you believe?
I believe that the Supreme Court has held...
What do you believe personally?
I believe that photo ID laws have been held to be constitutional.
Do you think voter ID laws are appropriate or inappropriate?
I believe those are questions that election officials...
Do you believe that voter ID laws are appropriate or inappropriate?
I believe that photo ID laws have been held to be constitutional. I believe there are cases in which they are...
What do you believe?
I believe there are cases in which they are appropriate.
What do you believe?
I also believe there are cases
in
which they can...
What do you believe?
Senator, let her answer, please.
I'm trying to. We both know what's going on, Mr. Chairman.
Let her complete the sentence.
Well, let me do my own questioning, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate your help, Professor. Do you believe that voter IDs laws are appropriate or not?
I believe there are circumstances where photo ID laws can be constitutionally implemented. And I believe that the Supreme Court has also held that there are circumstances when they would not be constitutionally permitted.
Okay. All right. Ms. Chaudhry. Am I saying your name right?
It is Chaudhry.
Chaudhry. Thank you for correcting me.
Thank you.
In 2015, you were on a panel at Princeton University. You said that the killing of unarmed black men by police happens every day in America. Did you say that?
Senator, I don't recall a statement, but it is something I may have said in that context.
You think it happens every single day?
Senator, I believe in that statement, I was making a comment in my role as an advocate, and I was engaging in rhetorical advocacy, which
But do you believe that police officers kill unarmed black men every day in America?
Senator, I believe the killing of unarmed citizens by law enforcement is tragic, and I believe in that instance...
I think it's tragic too, but do you believe, this is a really simple question, Counselor, do you believe that cops kill unarmed black men in America every single day? You said it at Princeton.
Senator, I said it in my role as an advocate.
Oh, okay. You didn't mean it.
Senator, I said it in my role as an advocate to make a rhetorical point.
So when you say something that's incorrect, it's okay to excuse it by saying, oh, I was being an advocate? What do you believe? Do you personally believe that cops kill unarmed black men every single day in America?
Senator, I believe law enforcement have an important and challenging job in this country.
That's not what you said, though, Councilman.
Senator, I say before you here today that I do believe law enforcement have a difficult and challenging job, and I also understand the difference
I just think that's an extraordinary statement to make with no data to back up. None whatsoever. There's no basis for you saying that. And you knew it then and you know it now. How can one possibly believe that you're going to be unbiased on the federal bench?
Senator, I believe my record shows that I have worked collaboratively with law enforcement in Boston, Chicago, Mississippi, and Milwaukee to solve complex problems to promote constitutional, effective, and safe
Your record
policing.
shows that you believe cops are guilty until proven innocent. Your record shows that if a cop, if a cop shoots a criminal, it's the cop's fault. And if a criminal shoots a cop, it's the gun's fault. I've read your record. Ms. Merle, and I don't appreciate you not answering the question straight up. I would respect you a lot more if you'd just tell us what you believe and not try to hide it.
Here is what the media won't tell you. Kennedy didn't come to that hearing to attack two civil rights lawyers. He came to find out what they actually believe. Because a lifetime federal judge who says voter ID is white supremacy or that police kill unarmed black men every day will be ruling on election cases and police misconduct cases for the next 30 years. What they believe matters enormously. First, Nusrat, Chowry, and voter ID. Kennedy read from an article Maroro wrote in 2017, days after Charlottesville. She wrote that it is inconsistent to denounce white supremacy but not repudiate voter ID laws. Kennedy asked her directly, do you believe that if you are against white supremacy, you have to be against voter ID laws? Merle said she made those statements in her role as an advocate. Kennedy was not satisfied. I am not asking about your role as an advocate. What do you personally believe? She could not answer. Instead, she retreated to Crawford versus Marion County, the Supreme Court case that upheld voter ID as constitutional. Kennedy asked a simpler question. Do you believe voter ID laws are appropriate or inappropriate? She kept qualifying. There are circumstances. She couldn't give a straight answer to a straightforward question. Kennedy pointed out the obvious. If you are about to become a federal judge deciding election law cases, you need to have a position on this. Second, Nusrat Chowry and the police statement. Kennedy turned to Chowry in 2015 at a Princeton University panel. She said, the killing of unarmed black men happens every single day in America. Kennedy asked her directly, do you believe that? She said she made the statement in her role as an advocate to make a rhetorical point. Kennedy stopped her cold. So when you say something that is incorrect, it is okay to excuse it by saying you were being an advocate. Do you personally believe cops kill unarmed black men every single day? She said law enforcement has an important and challenging job. Kennedy was direct. That is not what you said at Princeton. You said every single day. There is no data to back that up. None whatsoever. You knew it then, and you know it now. Kennedy ended with the line that exposed everything. Your record shows you believe cops are guilty until proven innocent. If a cop shoots a criminal, it is the cop's fault. If a criminal shoots a cop, it is the gun's fault. I would respect you a lot more if you just told us what you believe, instead of trying to hide it. Both nominees were confirmed anyway. Both now have lifetime seats on the federal bench. You tell me if that is how America's judiciary is supposed to work. Like, subscribe, share.